Yo, 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 yo! Welcome to PAYACA Heating Accelerator, the new show, the new thing that is going to change your plumbing and heating business. I'm joined here by the big dog at PAYACA himself, Mr. Matt Franklin. Matt Franklin, thank you very much for talking about the customer journey. Right?
Well, thank you.
Let's just backtrack. Why is this happening? Why are we having this chat? Why we've got the fancy graphics coming across screen, and why we're both sat here with a PAYACA t-shirt on? Well, this goes back a few months ago when me and Matt was talking about the development of the PAYACA software, and I was sharing my belief in how important the customer journey was for the plumbing and heating industry. And abracadabra, Matt pops up and says, well, actually, I'm working on something about that. So here we are, 3 months later, about to launch PAYACA Heating Accelerator. Matt, I am super excited to get started on this project with you. Tell us a little bit about what's happening with PAYACA now. Why have we waited until this moment to do this show? What is the big thing that PAYACA is about to unleash, or did unleash at 10 o'clock this morning?
About that, yeah. I mean, absolutely. The thing that you've mentioned is the thing that brought us together is that customer journey. It's the thing that I know you talk about a lot in the training that you run, but it's always been a core to what we do at PAYACA. So we started very much at the beginning of the customer journey, which is different to other CRM and other software solutions out there. But now we've moved into the entire customer journey and being able to really customize that for your business, and not only just being able to build one customer journey within your business, but being able to customize that depending on the whatever you classify a boiler repair, a boiler installation. All these journeys could be different, and really it's about optimizing that experience for your customer. And we've just rolled out that update that you mentioned that allows you to set that up, and we can delve into how that works. But I think the key thing for us, we serve multiple industries, but what we're trying to really do is bring on an expert like yourself to work with us on building out a solution for heating engineers and customizing the whole PAYACA system around their needs. So yeah, we're super excited to have you on board, and really looking forward to diving into.
Good. I just want to highlight something that I'm not too sure a lot of people in the plumbing and heating industry understand, is the importance of the customer journey. Let me just come back to the word CRM. What does CRM stand for? It stands for customer relationship management. And although there's a lot of CRM systems out there, there's a lot of pieces of software that are helping the heating industry, a lot of them are more engineer based. They're built around the needs and the wants of the engineer. But what I'm telling you is we have to start thinking about the customer first. CRM, customer comes first. We need to start thinking about, well, different customers need or want or even expect a different experience than other customers. So having a piece of software that allows you to customize that and to communicate with them differently. What is communication? Content. It's written, it's images, graphics, it's videos. Being able to split the customer journey up and add a different level, a different amount of perceived value than what Paul the plumber, who barely turns up with a pen and paper to take notes, or them other big companies that are coming along and using pieces of software, that is not putting the customer first. That is why I'm so excited, because I really do truly believe it's going to be a game changer for this industry, and that's the reason why I'm fully supporting it. I'm wearing a PAYACA t-shirt because I believe in it. So let's jump into the new features that we have. We've got two two major new features that have just rolled out this morning. Let's start off with the smaller one first, which is what's that called, Matt? Introducing tasks.
Introducing tasks. Absolutely.
Introducing tasks. Right. See how I did that with a bit more of a southern accent? I put a task in it rather than a task.
Stick with your northern roots.
Okay. Right. So introducing tasks, mate. What's that about? If we've come over to Matt's screen share here, how is this going to be important for the plumbing and heating industry?
Yeah, so I think what's super important, like depending on the type of job that you're doing, is that typically there's going to be a list of tasks that need doing, and keeping track of what's been done and ensuring that you don't drop the ball in any section, and helping you do that by keeping all that information in one place is really the reason behind this feature. And it is something that we're gonna extend, but it's quite a simple one to explain. So I'm looking at the moment at my deals in the pipeline, and we're going to come back to that when we talk about customer journey. Just as a reminder, a deal is essentially a project or a arrangement to do work with a customer where you store all of the information. So your quotes, invoices, payments, notes, attachments, everything is one place. A customer could have multiple deals in time as you do repeat work with them. Let's just jump into one of those. So you land on the overview, you've got some information around payments, activity that's happened here, but then you've got tasks, your schedule, so your books, calendar events, and any like documents, attachments, or forms there. Now tasks, if I just click to add a task, I can say, let's keep this simple, but this is totally flexible, install boiler. Now within that, there may be a number of different checklist items that need to be done to ensure that that boiler has been installed correctly. Give me three, Tommy. What are we going to write in our checklist?
I think, okay, install boiler. Let's think about this. What tasks are we not going to forget? The very, very first task as you walk through the door and you've said hello to the customer would be check workspace for defects. Okay. Tools are still on the van. Dust sheets are still at the doorstep or at the entrance to the property. What's the very, very first thing you want yourself or your team? Check the workspace. Think about it. You're about to install a boiler in an expensive kitchen with a nice worktop. You've been in there all day with all sorts of tools and materials bashing around. You finish the job. Customer says that they're happy because the water's nice and hot again. And then the next day they call and say that there's a problem with the worktop and it's your fault. We know. We've all been there. Okay, another one on checklist. Maybe I'm jumping order here, but customer handover. Customer handover followed by check hot water. I know that's, and everyone's got to think about, well, what is your order and change these checklists around as you see fit for your business. But how many times have we done work and packed up and found that the gas was still switched off, for instance, potential. Okay, so maybe you're checking the hot water in front of the customer. Okay, make sure that your customer is happy. Let's think about one more. Filling paperwork. Okay, your filling in paper probably would come before your customer handover, so I'm not sure if at this point we can drag and drop, but if not, you get the point. Okay, so this is a checklist, and this checklist could go on and on and on. I know that our handover procedures are pretty thorough, and what we can do here, Matt, is that right? We can then assign it to one of our users.
Yeah. Yeah, so if you've got multiple people in the team, you can assign it to someone. You'll also soon be able to add that to a scheduled event. So if you had the event was the install with the customer on this date at this time for this time period, you could then add that task to be like, right, this task needs to be done. Assign it to your team member. They can like pick up from the mobile app, say, great, this has been scheduled. These are the tasks assigned to me. And then what they can do is, you could add additional notes there, by the way, but they can pick this up and say, okay, I'm going to go through this. I'm going to tick these in whatever order. So you could say, actually, I've done 2 of these already. So you can see there's a little indicator saying I've done 2, but there's 2 left. Once I've done them all, this becomes ticks. I can save that, and then it's all done. Boiler's installed.
Brilliant. So just on that, if we're talking about users, the next step up on PAYACA's on the PAYACA software allows for between 2 to 5 team members. Okay, so we got a solo for the solopreneurs, for the sole traders, but for them that actually have staff and therefore need team members to use the software. If you are an office member of staff, or you're working from your kitchen table, could we keep an eye on the progress of the installation day just by looking at what's being ticked off? Would it change in real time?
Yeah, absolutely. So when one user updates it, so this has been done, that you're going to be able to see that with whatever login that you've got. The other interesting thing that we can do here is one of the common conversations we're having is around that sort of customer journey and customer experience. Is the customer will soon be able to go in and see everything in one place as well. So that proposal, that invoice, but also you could then potentially expose tasks to let the customer know how far through the job that you are, and also gives them the confidence to know, right, this is everything that's going to happen, and I can see when certain things have been done. So that's a kind of future potential for tasks, but this is very much something that is about helping you manage your team, for your whole team to be in sync with what's happening. So allocating tasks, being able to see when things have been done. The automation work we're doing will also allow you to send notifications for when things have been assigned to people, or when they've made progress on it. So there's lots to come in this area.
Oh, it's unlimited, isn't it? I mean, I like it from a team point of view. What I will put my hand up and say is, first of all, you've got to get your team members to actually be in on the app and updating it. I think if some people struggle to get them to sign, to fill in all the paperwork correctly, or digitally filling it in, asking them to log in periodically to give a progress report is one for a discussion with your team members. But I can see the advantages of this, because for them that are running teams, it gives that added element of scheduling time to see the boilers on the wall. Potentially, you have frequent conversations with your team members throughout the day. But if they were logging into the software and updating it, right, boilers on the wall, or we're drained down, or we're filling up again, or we're on final commission and it's only 2:00 in the afternoon, for instance, it's like, right, well, now I can assign another job to that team member. So super good. And from the customer journey point, from the customer journey point of view, if the customer could see the progress as the day's ticking along, and you'll see these little green points that are heading towards the end of the day, that's again reassuring the customer and potentially letting them know when they need to come back home and sign the paperwork off with you. It's good.
The point I was going to add there quickly was that if you have got people who aren't using the app, subcontractors, for example, that doesn't stop them actually submitting information. So that's where our form functionality comes in. So say it was a job report and I want to send that to someone, I could send that to a subcontractor, get them to fill in a form. Maybe it's got a customer sign off in there. and then that would update within that deal, so it's all kept in that one place. So there is certainly tons of value from getting your team members using the app, but anyone that could be a team member that doesn't need frequent access to the app, or subcontractors, could actually interact with PAYACA by being able to send them a form, which is a very structured list of things that they need to do, fill in, and complete information, or notify you, or even move your deals throughout the pipeline.
Epic. Okay, I think we've covered that task pretty thorough. Moving on to the big one, onto the game changer, let's say.
Yeah, so customer journey. So you might notice on this one, let's wait till you're sharing the screen.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. So you might have noticed on this one that this is tagged as boiler installation. Now, tags are super flexible, can be used in whatever way you want. You can add as many different tags as you want. And as we roll out automation and pipeline management and customized communications, all of that side of things, we can use that driven by tags, as well as analytics. So if you were able to drill down and say, this customer type that I've tagged in a certain way, they're our most profitable type of customers. But for the purposes of this, let's just go back to the deals overview. Now, what we've done here is we have set up our different pipelines, or our different customer journey pipelines. Now, boiler installation, let's go to that. So I've got that deal that's been tagged as boiler installation in this pipeline. If I had a new deal within this pipeline, that will be tagged as boiler installation. So I can see it, everything together, and I can see it customized by that particular type of deal.
So this is set on what we would say, are the standard features of any deal. Is that right?
Mm-hmm. That's correct.
So as you can see, it's four or five different sections. New lead in, proposal / quote estimate sent. The proposal has been accepted. Right, so that's missing a key part there. For me, proposal accepted, and then it's moved into invoice. We've not gone through the installation process, and then the job has been paid, and it's complete. So what other tasks do we want to automate at the end of that? But many in the plumbing and heating industry will look at that and say, well, yeah, that's all good. We need that. But any installation work, be it a full boiler installation, combi boiler swap, for instance, or a full heating installation, so it's a boiler plus 7 or 8 radiators, or a bathroom installation, or a heat pump installation, as other people within the industry start to move into renewables, we'll be looking at this and thinking, well, we need more. We need more areas of the customer journey to work on. So if we can just come back to the start, the first one was lead coming in. Am I correct in saying that this is going to be developed, that we can build the code to pass on to your web developer, and then the leads would be just dropping straight into that section whilst you sleep?
Yeah, I mean, we're going to make it as easy as possible there. So essentially, you can have a form or even a landing page. Even if you didn't have a website, we give you the ability to collect that information from your customer. That could be allow them to book, but a very simple point, put in their details. That creates a deal in your pipeline, and you've got that new lead ready to go. And perhaps even you've customized the tasks that need to be done, and it's all there, and you know what you need to do as soon as you wake up.
Super. Now, in our training book, in our Built to Last workshop book, in the customer service section, we've laid out a 12-point customer journey for your standard type of heating installation. Now, I'm not going to go through all 12 points for the sake of making this video as concise as possible, but let's just jump into a few of these to show how easy it is to customize this customer journey. Okay, so we're accepting at the new lead stage that somebody's made first contact with us. The next stage that I want to plug in there is booking a survey. Okay, so in between new lead and proposal sent, what comes before the proposal, it's actually booking this in.
Yeah, so this is super simple to do. If I can spell. So we've put book survey there. Now there's a bunch of information here. As you mentioned, Tommy, the statuses that we have there, the new lead, proposal sent, proposal accepted. There's already inbuilt automations there, so they will move into those states when each of the different things happen. Now we've just rolled out the ability to add your own statuses, and you can keep track of that. And the next step is for us to roll out the ability for you to create your own automation, which say you booked an event that was the survey, tagged it as the survey, and then that could drive the automation that says put it into that status, so you can keep track of everything. So I've added that. So now we can see book survey is in there. Now let's imagine a new lead comes in, and let's just add a customer. And I don't think we really need to do anything else. But now we can say, when you book the survey, let's put it into that status so you can keep track of everything. So that is specific to the boiler installation customer journey.
Brilliant, brilliant. Let's pop another one in so that people can see how we're going to build this out, and just to give a few ideas for you to think beyond the obvious, to think beyond. All right, a lead comes in, I've got to do the quote, I turn up and do the work, and then I've got to get paid. Okay, let me throw a few more ideas at you. So a lead comes in, let's say that it's come via a web form on your website. And by the way, we don't need to lay all these out, Matt, but if you can keep up. So a lead comes in, first contact. So the leads come in. We want to take action now, don't we? Perhaps there's a bit of automation that comes in, that the lead has come in via the webhook, and we want to automate to let the customer know that we have their information and we will be in touch with them approximately at this time or day. A quote comes in on Saturday 6 o'clock when you're spending time with your family. You don't want the customer to be sat there thinking, have they got it? Are they going to get back in touch with me? But if an email is automated to come in and basically say, we'll be back in the office at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock Monday morning, at least the customer, your perceived value, your customer journey is explaining to the customer what to expect and when next. After booking the survey, would we have an independent stage for the survey itself? What could happen at that point? So it's being booked in. Okay, now we've got the survey time slot. Perhaps there's an automated text message that goes out to them in the morning to potentially remind the customer, hey, we're coming to you today. Perhaps you want to give some instructions to the customer about what you will need, or potentially how long the visit is going to require. We need you to give us access to the boiler, to the gas meter, and to all rooms with radiators, as an example. Okay. Perhaps you need to go and look at all the house, or we need access to the boiler and the cylinder cupboard. How many times have you turned up somewhere and you can't get access because something is locked? It does happen. So again, it's putting in the automation to set an example and to show how professional and how organized your company is. Bearing in mind that once we have this technology, you can put all sorts of things inside your communication. You can give links to your 5-star Google reviews at every one of these touch points, which again is pushing up that perceived value, making you more valuable to your customer so that they're willing to either wait longer for your service or potentially pay you more money because you are more professional. So after the quote, perhaps this is worth actually plugging in so we can see this one, Matt. So we've booked a survey, the survey is complete, the proposal has been sent. After the proposal has been sent, could we plug in a follow-on queues?
Okay, so let me just send the proposal so we can see what happens when we actually have this automation.
Ooh.
So we're sending the proposal now.
Smith & Co.
Smith & Co.
Original.
Our test site isn't quite as speedy as our production site, so you will experience that in rapid time. Now it's automatically moved into proposal sent, so that's just a demonstration of that. So yeah, let's add after proposal sent. Remind me what it was.
So now we want follow-on queues, because this is it with heating engineers, and particularly when we get into the colder months, we are really busy. We're so busy that sometimes we don't get around to sending the quote out. But if we have sent the quote out, because so much happens over the next 48, 72 hours, you're moving on to another job. Or something else has gone wrong on another job. Or there's something happening within your family. Or it's a weekend and there's a stag do happening, etc., etc., etc. All sorts happens in our business, in our life. And we start to forget about things. So you've just sent out a quote for, let's say, £2,500. Perhaps it's a lot more. Perhaps it's £5,000. Okay, wouldn't it make sense that we have some sort of automated communication that goes out to the customer 48 hours later, automatically, without you thinking about it? Okay, and again, this is a point for you to prove how professional you are and how valuable you are. This is a point where you can nice and friendly say to them, hey, we sent you the quote a couple of days ago. We're just checking in to see if you have any questions that need answering. If you would like to discuss with the survey engineer, or if you would like to discuss with a member of the team your boiler options, if it's a boiler quote, for instance, okay, if you would like to discuss your boiler options, please call the office or respond back to this SMS with your details. And again, this is a point where you can plot in again, check out our customer reviews, or potentially you could point them towards a blog article on your website, which may be giving further information to the customer about what they need to understand about boiler installation. Okay, it's all adding perceived value. Ultimately, you're going to make more money in less time, and not be leaving money on the table when you forget about customers. I think just one more, mate. I think I
might have added that one in the wrong place. You probably want to wait till it's accepted before it goes into follow-on queues, but let's imagine that didn't happen. I did just do something additional while you were just talking there, which was I as the customer opened the proposal, the quote, and that now shows you also on that card that it's been viewed by the customer. So if you're looking to follow up at the right time or check that the customer's received that and they've opened it, that's going to let you know as well.
Oh, that's clever. Super. Can't really zoom in on your screen, can you? But if you just point at the... Oh, there we go.
There we go. So it's got a little eye on it, and it tells you that the customer viewed it at Thursday the 24th at 1:15, which was me just opening it there.
Brilliant. So just one more example, because we could go to town on this. And like I said, I've got in this training book a 12-point map to boiler installation. When we were running in my business, there was a lot more than that, to be honest. Some of the stuff that you could use in tasks, we were putting into the pipeline. For instance, that where I said ordering parts, you may want to put that in this pipeline so that people can see it on screen before moving them onto the next section. Okay, so let's go.
I just want to say that you could combine the two, because you could create a task that's to order the parts, and when that is ticked, then it could move into the parts ordered pipeline stage. So it's super flexible.
Super. So just one more example. What happens after the job has been done? In fact, for one, we've not got do the job in there. But let's say after the job has been invoiced, an obvious one, after sales. Okay, so we've invoiced them for the work that we've done, and other than politely asking them for a review, because all the way along the customer journey we've been pointing them towards the review. So when it comes to after the job, they're kind of expecting that they're going to be asked to leave a review because you've told them about it all the way through the customer journey. But afterwards, we start to think, okay, so other than review, what else can we look to get out of this customer? And that would be ongoing repeat business, your service plan. We want to plug in automated emails, potentially automated SMS to put in front of the customer. This is the next logical step. We've done the work for you. Would you like to book on to our service plan at whatever, £8, £9, £10 a month? So yeah, this is why I'm so excited. I was using something similar in a piece of software a few years ago called Pipedrive. Pipedrive is a great piece of kit that's mostly a sales tool for the marketing industry, and we was kind of trying to make it work in the plumbing and heating industry. And here Matt is, a few years after I found Pipedrive, who's put it into PAYACA for the heating industry. So that's why I'm so excited. So on that, do you think we've covered the major points there? We're 28 minutes in on that, Matt.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, we could talk endlessly and go through multiple examples, but I think you get the idea. Ultimately, you can customize different pipelines to match your needs as a business, and you can play with that, and the tasks and the pipeline stages, again, all work together seamlessly, and you can create those automations. And I think, like your service plan example, another thing you could do is you could have that as an optional add-on, which is the functionality that already exists in PAYACA, and it's one of our kind of core features, being able to make that initial quote interactive. You could add that service plan. Do you want the service plan as well when they actually purchase the boiler installation? So there are kind of multiple stages you could add that in.
Can I ask, is the automation already there, or will the automation be coming that, we've just taken the customer through one pipeline, i.e. the installation pipeline? Would the automation be that customer, or the tags that we attach to the customer, when they do something in that one pipe drive, i.e. they click the button and sign up for the service plan, would they automatically then pop up in your service plan?
Absolutely. So that custom automation isn't there yet, but it's what we're working on right now, and it really won't be long until we can roll that out. We're talking like a few weeks, and that is a really flexible system of saying, when this thing happens, do this, and adding tags is going to be a really common use case there. So if they choose that product, then potentially they could be tagged as a service plan customer, and then you can, because at the moment we were tagging deals there, but you can also tag customers, you can tag events, you can tag all these different entities. The automation, there's a bunch of automations in PAYACA already that are kind of send this communication out when someone accepts a quote, send them the confirmed signed copy and your terms and conditions, things like that are automatically happening. But the big update beyond what we've done right now with the customer journey is around you being able to customize those automations, which one angle is communications with your team, your customers, and one is going to be like that internal movement throughout the pipeline, tagging, created class, all sorts of things there.
So very adaptable, very customizable, very automated, and very going to save the users a lot of time.
And easy to use as well. That's something that we really focus on as a business, is like these things. Okay, it's impossible to make really simple when you get into like really customizing your automations, but it's a big focus for us. We always challenge ourselves to say, like, how can we make this simpler to use, simpler to set up? Yeah, I think hopefully you'd agree that what we've done so far is kind of very much at the easy to use end of what's available out there.
Yeah. Game changing, mate. It's going to be game changing. So on that, for anybody that's made it 32 minutes into this video, this is PAYACA's sign up. There's what, £39 and £59 options. PAYACA Heating Accelerator. I'm not sure if that's on there. Yeah, PAYACA Heating Accelerator is going to be a project that me and Matt are working on to help you guys understand what is possible with PAYACA and why we should use it. Okay, if people do come in via PHA, okay, payaca.com/PHA. If you do come in that route, we're going to be building a training program all around it. There's going to be a private PAYACA Facebook group with myself and Matt Franklin in there doing regular lives and Q&As with the community. So if you are that engineer or that business that are at a point of knowing that you need a CRM system, you're either wanting to come away from the CRM system that doesn't have as many features, or potentially you're using CRM system that has too many features that you don't understand how to use, or the fact that you've got to get somebody else on board to make it usable for you. For me, PAYACA is going to sit there for you, an easy to use sales and back end. So we say front to back end piece of software all in one for the plumbing and heating industry. So come and join us in PHA, PAYACA, payaca.com/PHA. People that do sign up will be invited into this private Facebook group, and as we develop the training all around the software, you're going to get access for free to that training. So that's me, Tommy Lijmuda. Thank you very much for putting up with myself for the last 33 minutes. Matt, thank you very much for geeking out with me and putting this software together. Is there any last points that I've missed?
No, I think the only other thing I'd say is if you are already a PAYACA customer and you're within Tommy's audience, and you're like, oh, I really want access to this, do drop us a message, get in touch, and we'll sort you out.
Super. Thank you very much. Here comes the different theme tune, actually. We're not going to do the electronic 80s one. We're going to do the other 80s one.
So you think
See you soon.
See you soon. Cheers.
I'll fetch the 2 bags from the van. If you want the best, don't ask questions, 'cause brother, I'm your man. What it'll cost, well, that's a mystery. Until I take off the cover, who knows what I'm gonna see. These are the jobs that driving me berserk. Why do only fools and plumbers work? La 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la, yeah. Why do only fools and plumbers work?